Welcome everyone. Here I am, B.R. Madhusudan at your service, representing Srila Bhaktisundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhardev Goswami Maharaj, and our Rupanuga Guru Vaga as best we can. And the best way we can represent that is to give you, share whatever we know about Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj and their teachings being the conclusion of the Vedas, the conclusion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's purpose to come to this world, to give love of God. Very sweet, very beautiful. Naturally, this is the goal of life, to have love of God. There can be no complaint against such a campaign. And that campaign is that of Mahaprabhu. Now today, it is Nrsimha Chaturasi. Nrsimha Chaturasi, we come to learn about how the Lord can manifest himself in many ways, and one of the 10 principal avatars that we hear of, even though there are unlimited avatars, we are told. One of the 10 principal avatars is Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev is half man, half lion, but he is the Lord himself who came for a particular purpose. And his very purpose was to show the glories of devotional service, to show the glories of surrender to the Lord, and that the Lord will certainly protect his devotees no matter what. So the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam has got an extensive description of the build-up to Nrsimhadev, half man, half lion's appearance. The build-up to the appearance means the birth of Prahlad Maharaj, the very saintly son of Hiranyakashipu, and also gives a description of Hiranyakashipu, the very monstrous father who has tried in so many ways to kill his son Prahlad Maharaj. So the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is accessible to everyone, in English at least, and in other languages, there on the vedabase.io website, means the Bhaktivedanta Book Just website. They have there the whole of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and just need to find the 7th canto. And today is a day where it's definitely good to read about what did Prahlad Maharaj learn in the womb. So in the womb, inside the mummy's belly, inside her womb, then there is the life of the child to be, the one who's going to be born. And in special cases, then the child can actually even see Krishna inside the womb, means have experience of him, and pray to him that this time, when I am born, may I not forget you, dear Lord. So in this way, we know that there is consciousness. Wherever there is a body which is moving, there is consciousness. And so Prahlad Maharaj, in the womb of his mother, heard Hari Katha from Narada Muni. So it's a bit of a long story. You'll find it all there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But in the womb of his mother, then he was listening to Narada Muni's instruction to his mother, when his mother was in his care for some time, while Hiranyakashipu, her husband, was away doing austerities and penances to try to get the power to be immortal. So Prahlad Maharaj heard wise instruction, and he was an exceptional personality. It was all arranged by the Lord, because after he is born, he remembered what he had heard from Narada Muni while in the womb. And remembering that, he understood that we are not this physical body, that there is the Lord, and we have our eternal relationship with the Lord as a servant, as a servitor of the Lord, and that he is our guardian, he is our everything, and that we are meant for him. And if we take shelter in the Lord, then all good things must come to us, means we will be protected by him. accepting the Lord's guardianship. So Prahlad Maharaj, at school, when he was sent to the Gurukul, the school of the teachers, then when he was there in the school, then he is learning so many things about material advancement, politics, etc. But he understood that all of this is very temporary, and it is not really the education that we need. We need the education he'd heard from Narada Muni. And so, young Prahlad Maharaj, he taught his school friends, he shared with them about devotional service, about Krishna consciousness, Vishnu consciousness, the Lord, being conscious of the Lord. And so, Prahlad Maharaj, he got into the bad books of his father, because his father was very materialistic, denied the Lord, and in fact, he was doing many austerities in order to try to become supreme, in order to try to become immortal, not to be killed by this person, this animal, that animal, by so many things. He tried to make an arrangement with Lord Brahma that he would be immortal. But in this plane of the material spheres, the material universes, nobody is immortal. It is the place where we are identified with the body, and the body has grown from the earth. It means the vegetables come from the earth. We are taking the vegetables, the body is coming from the earth, but the person inside the body is continuing, and the body comes, it develops, very strong, diminishes, and passes away. Now this is the case for everything, whether a tree, a bird, fish, whether a very wealthy person, a very poor person, it's a similar circumstance, that the body is temporary. Everything within the material universes is temporary. So Hiranyakashipu, he made a petition with great austerities and almost threat, if you like, that he's getting this strength, he's going to burn up the universe. And then all the gods, the devas who were looking after the universe, saw that the energy was being drawn to him due to his tapasya, his renunciation and strict following of vows. And then they prayed to Brahma. As Lord Nrsimhadev was praying to Brahma that he's wanting some benediction, the devas petitioned also to Brahma, please pacify him, give him some benediction so he won't destroy this universe, he won't sear everything with the heat of his tapasya. So Brahma, he appeased, came to Hiranyakashipu and sprinkled some magic water, some holy water on him, as it were, so his body would come back into its strong form after he was doing so many years of tapasya, which means all emaciated and just left with the bones standing basically, but still his consciousness within the body. So Lord Brahma sprinkled some water on him, and he came into a strong, youthful form, and then Hiranyakashipu, he's then saying to Lord Brahma, I've done all these austerities so I can see you, so that I can be eternal. But Lord Brahma said, I am not eternal. I am created, and as long as the universe is here, I am here. But at the end of the life of the universe, then I also disappear. So then Hiranyakashipu thought, well, Brahma can't make me immortal as such, then I shall make many conditions so that if I'm not killed, if I can get the benediction, I won't be killed in the day, and I won't be killed at night, I won't be killed by an animal, I won't be killed by a man, and so many conditions he kind of listed in his mind and put to Lord Brahma, and each one he asks to Brahma, so you give me this benediction? And Brahma said, yes. So, after granting so many wishes to Prahlad Maharaj, then Hiranyakashipu is feeling himself immortal, and so he can do anything and everything. He took over the heavenly planets, he took over the worlds, he became the ruler, he just wants to be the grand ruler, and that everyone was very afraid of him, and he was making everything subordinate. He was living in such a life like that. And his son, he, having heard wise counsel in the womb, then his son, Prahlad Maharaj, he wasn't interested in the material prosperities, the material things of life, knowing that they all come to an end and are reactionary. And so instead he'd been given a higher goal, a higher ambition, a higher purpose of life, an ideal that Narada Muni gave to him, that really our life is to learn that we are the Lord's property. We are to surrender to the Lord. Don't worry about anything else. We need to engage in devotional service. And so Prahlad Maharaj, he had this very clear vision from his birth. He shared this with his school friends. His father was very unhappy that Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee instead of a materialist. And so he persecuted his son, first of all, in a way, not by persecution at first, but rather telling to his teachers, please put some sense in this boy, don't have him talk about God. I am the Supreme. I am the Supreme. He must understand what is his priority. The priority is to be materially successful, and I am the master. And his teachers tried to teach him like this, but Prahlad Maharaj was fixed in his very clear understanding, and given to him by Narada Muni his understanding and realization that the Lord is everything, we are for him. And so, bit by bit, his father became more and more angry with him, and then, at the very last time, when the greatest anger was shown by Hiranyakashipu towards Prahlad Maharaj, and he's already tried to kill his own son, young boy in many ways, and unsuccessfully, which did cause some anxiety, by the way, in his own heart. The father Hiranyakashipu, he is thinking, this is expressed in Srimad Bhagavatam, that he starts to think, this boy, I've tried to kill him in so many ways, but he's always being protected by his master, Vishnu. And then of course, Hiranyakashipu was very envious of Vishnu. He wants to be the Supreme. And so, but he's thinking, I tried to kill him in so many ways, but I've not been successful. This maybe is not a good sign for me. Maybe something will happen. Anyway, Hiranyakashipu, he had some understanding of, you do pious activities or you do austerities, you will get strength. You do impious activities, you do unauthorized things in this world, then you will lose your strength and get the opposite. You will get reactions. You will be subdued by material nature. But then, with all of this, then finally came to the crunch when Nrsimhadev is, when Hiranyakashipu is saying, so your Lord, he's everywhere, is he? And Prahlad saying, yes, he's everywhere, he can see everything. And then Hiranyakashipu famously says, so he's in this pillar. Yes, he's in the pillar. And then he goes to smash the pillar with his sword, and as he does so, then Vishnu comes out of the pillar. But he comes out in a form suitable for not breaking any of the boons that Brahma had given to Hiranyakashipu. And hence, he didn't come as a man or as an animal. He's half man, half animal. It wasn't in the day, it wasn't in the night. It was in that dusk time, between day and night. And it wasn't on the earth and it wasn't in the sky. It was on the lap of Lord Vishnu. And all the conditions that Brahma had given a boon to, then the Lord, knowing everything, because he is everywhere, then he appeared in a suitable form, and that form was Nrsimhadev. So this evening, it is at the time of dusk, that is the appearance time of Nrsimhadev. And this is a grand example for the protection of the devotees. Someone who's surrendered to the Lord will always look after them. And so to be surrendered and to accept the Lord as our guardian is the very foundation of devotional life, and these qualities are continued through all the higher aspects of the rasas, the moods, the relationships between devotees and the Lord in various ways. And hence Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave that instruction and gave that teaching that even in the very highest place, which is the conjunction of Radhakund and Shyamakund, that there the katha, the talk that was given there, was about Prahlad Maharaj's full self-surrender and accepting the guardianship of the Lord. That subject was given there. Even though some devotees, they said to, apparently we heard this, they said to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but this is the highest place of Radhakund and Shyamakund. Shouldn't we be talking about the Astakalya, Leela, the highest 24-hour pastimes of Radha and Krishna here? But Srila Saraswati Thakur said, no, we must focus always on this foundation of devotional life. So on this Nrsimha Chaturdasi, we can again remind ourselves, absorb ourselves in the pastimes of the Lord and His devotees, and there is much to hear and much to read. There is much to do in the service world, but the focus today will be within the devotees' hearts of that, of the Lord's protection upon His devotees. And affectionate protection. Hiranyakashipu, although half man and half lion, was very affectionate to Prahlad Maharaj. And Vishnu appears in many forms, and the original Vishnu, the origin of every form of the Lord, this is Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. And in one of the talks today that you can hear on the MAT's website, scsmat.com, on the front page, and linked today, then it's a talk from 1982 by Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj is quickly bringing the subject matter to sweetness, beauty, all these qualities which the heart is hankering for. So this Nrsimha Chaturdasi, let us be absorbed in all these thoughts about the wonder of our sweet Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful, who manifests in so many ways to protect the devotees. And when we can't see Him, He's also there, looking after the devotees. Jai Sri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Jai Sri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Jai Sri Navadip Dham ki jai, and the deities in our temple, in Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's temple there, Saparika Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Ju ki jai. And indeed, jai to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock of Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, and our whole Sri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki jai. All the and worldwide devotees, yourselves and the worldwide devotees ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha.